Welcome to Only in America, your hard-hitting, no-holds-barred source for combating liberal media bias and exposing the ignorance, hypocrisy, and lies of the radical far-left-wing anti-American liberals. I'm your host, Mr. B. This week on Only in America, I have a special message to you liberals in Congress and a wake-up call for the rest of America. I've titled this episode, Have You Forgotten? You liberals in Congress, I want to ask a favor of you. Before you decide to pull our troops out of Iraq, I want you to listen to what I've got to say. September 5th, 1972. I consider this the generally accepted era of modern terrorism when 11 innocent Israeli Olympic athletes are abducted in an unprovoked attack on the Olympic Village in Munich. 9 of these athletes are later murdered by their captors. November 4th, 1979. 66 innocent American diplomats are seized and held hostage by Muslim extremists in an unprovoked attack on the U.S. Embassy in Iran. 13 hostages are released, but the remaining 53 are held until their release on January 20th, 1981, 443 days later. April 18th, 1983. Terrorists raised the stakes as 63 innocent people, including the CIA's Middle East director, are killed and another 120 injured when a 400-pound suicide truck bomb explodes at the U.S. Embassy in an unprovoked attack by Muslim extremists. October 23rd, 1983. The intensity of attacks increased dramatically when Muslim extremists detonate a 12,000-pound bomb at the U.S. Marine compound, killing 242 American troops. In a simultaneous attack, 58 French troops are killed when a 400-pound device destroys a French base. These troops were killed in an unprovoked attack while on a peacekeeping mission. June 14th, 1985. Terrorists take to the sky as TWA Flight 847 is hijacked en route to Rome from Athens by 2 Muslim extremists and forced to fly to Beirut. The 8 crew members and 145 passengers are held for 17 days, during which 1 innocent American hostage, a U.S. Navy sailor, is murdered without provocation. October 7th, 1985. Terrorists move to other areas of transportation as the Italian cruise liner Achille Lauro is hijacked by 4 Muslim extremists in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, taking more than 700 hostages. Before the siege ends, 1 innocent American passenger is murdered without provocation and is thrown overboard. December 21st, 1988. Terrorists prove they could care less who they kill as Pan American Airlines Flight 103 is blown up over Lockerbie, Scotland, in an unprovoked attack with a bomb believed to have been placed on the aircraft in Frankfurt, West Germany, by Muslim extremists. All 259 people on board were killed, including innocent men, women, and children. February 26, 1993. American sense of security on their own shores is abruptly shattered as the World Trade Center in New York City is badly damaged in an unprovoked attack when a car bomb planted by Muslim extremists explodes in an underground garage. The bomb leaves 6 innocent people dead and at least 1,000 injured. The men carrying out the attack were followers of an Egyptian cleric who preached in the New York City area. August 7, 1998. Attacks against Americans worldwide increase in number and force as 290 innocent people, including 12 Americans, 32 Foreign Service nationals, and 247 Kenyan citizens, are killed in an unprovoked attack by Muslim extremists when a bomb explodes at the rear entrance of the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, Kenya. Another 5,000 Kenyans, 6 Americans, and 13 Foreign Service nationals are injured. And in a very coordinated, simultaneous, unprovoked attack on the same day, Muslim extremists detonate a second bomb outside the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania, killing 10 innocent people, including 7 Foreign Service nationals and 3 Tanzanian citizens, and including 1 American citizen, injuring 1 American citizen and 76 Tanzanians. The explosion causes major structural damage to both embassy facilities. October 12, 2000. Terrorism enters the new millennium as attacks against America increase at an alarming rate as the world enters the next millennium when the American destroyer USS Cole is severely damaged in an unprovoked attack while refueling and resupplying in Aden, Yemen. When a small boat carrying explosives and piloted by Muslim extremists rams the destroyer, detonating the explosives, causing extensive damage to the ship and killing 17 American sailors and injuring 39 others. September 11th, 2001. Need I say anything more? Early 2002, New York Times reporter Daniel Pearl is abducted and held hostage for several weeks before being brutally murdered and beheaded by Muslim extremists in their continuing reign of terror against American citizens. Pearl's murder was videotaped by his captors and broadcast on television worldwide. October 12, 2002. Nearly 200 innocent people from at least a dozen nations, including the United States, are killed and many others injured in an unprovoked attack by Muslim extremists when several car bombs explode outside a popular Bali nightclub. The key word here, people, is unprovoked. These extremists only want us dead, and they don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, black, or white. You're a target. This information should serve as a wake-up call to those who believe that only negotiations, diplomacy, and simply minding our own business will prevent future attacks. If that were true, then they should explain 9/11 to the families of the thousands of victims who were simply minding their own business that morning. Terrorism does not understand the meaning of diplomacy. Terrorists are only intent on causing death and destruction. And this was proven earlier this week when Hamas recently issued a statement to kill all Americans and Jews. They didn't say kill only Republicans and conservatives. They said all Americans. That means you, me, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, black or white, everyone. And you lunatics in Congress want to pull our troops out of the Middle East? Are you nuts? I agree with Senator John McCain, who said you bring the troops home and the terrorists will follow. Earlier this week, a caller to Sean Hannity's radio program had to be some kind of genius when he asked how the terrorists would get here. Well, duh. Doesn't anyone remember 9/11? Ever heard of airplanes? And one more thing, how many people are probably already here in the first place just waiting for the signal? The worldwide war on terror has thwarted a number of potential attacks in America and overseas. But the world is a very large place, and terrorists can lay in wait virtually anywhere waiting for us to lower our guard. It's only with our continued vigilance and military force that further attacks can be prevented. But there are those cowards in Congress who think we can negotiate with those who want to kill us. Those cowards who want to raise the white flag of surrender in Iraq. Those who have stated the war is lost. With every stupid statement like that, you lunatics not only encourage the enemy, but you give them reason to step up their attacks against us. Do you hear me, Pelosi? Do you understand me, Reid, you traitor? Your actions and statements are traitorous, treasonous, and dangerous. You're emboldening our enemy, and as an American citizen, I hold you personally responsible for your statements. You claim you hold the purse strings now, so when another attack takes place on American soil or against Americans abroad, you're holding the money back from the troops, so this is on your watch now. Remember that. And for the rest of America, remember this in 2008 when you go to the polls. Remember the cowards you Bush haters put in office in 2006. And remember that when America takes another hit on their watch. For only in America, I'm Mr. B. God bless President Bush, God bless our troops, and God bless America. Now, if that offends you, well, that's just tough. Do you have any comments, criticisms, or hate mail for me? Bring them on. You can write me at onlyinamerica2008@yahoo.com. I promise I'll read every mail I receive, and I may even read your email on a future episode.